Bennett from the pocket. Launches to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. A.D. Mitchell.
3rd and 10 from the 11. Travis under pressure, trying to escape. Able to escape. Turns the corner. Stays it back.
Gets to the edge. Sonny Michel will send the Dogs home.
To the 30. 35.
There's another first down.
Not dealing with much pressure at all when he does drop back to throw.
The play action. Bennett looks down the middle. McConkey's wide open. Touchdown, Dogs.
Ooh,
Do it all the time.
every time.
Every time. What's going on, guys? We are back for Week 4 preview. Made it. This is episode 35.
Yep.
And we're glad you're here watching along. Well,
Yes,
it's not
we are.
live, so I guess, but yeah. But
Live show one day. One day.
one day down the road.
Yeah.
Make sure get that. As always, make sure you guys are subscribing if you're not already. 3 new subscribers to the family. Welcome.
Happy to
We
hear
open you with big arms. Viewership was up from last episode, which is awesome to see, guys. Continue doing that as always, because we appreciate it a lot, and it means you're helping us grow the brand and the channel to help. The more subscribers we get, the more that we're at the top of the page.
Mm-hmm.
On those YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You search up college football, you might see us up there, but we got to get more subscribers. So keep doing what you're doing, right, Dylan?
Exactly. Hit
That's
it
right.
right on the nail.
Number 100. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the start of the new year. So
Yeah, we are. And, I think it's very possible. I think it's very realistic. And
but we need help. We can't do it alone.
can't do it alone.
Remember, I
Well-
said, well, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, it's just, so close.
So, well, got a little bit to go.
We're at 59. So
We're 59. We're 41 away. So we're almost there.
41 magical people away.
Yes.
Right.
Listen, like I said, I don't want to resort to buying pots. But
That's exactly what I'm thinking, right?
come on.
We're like, we want to be real.
You're doing yourself a disservice if you're not subscribed.
Yeah.
Come on. You got to do better. But we are about ready to announce the big thing. Not quite yet, but we're almost there.
We're very close.
We're almost ready. Almost ready. So it'll be a cool little rebranding-esque, if you want to call it. But we're not there yet.
That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah, we got some things up our sleeves here. We're gonna pull up the sleeves a little bit, and
don't my sleeves. They're coming up.
put those away.
Okay.
Nobody wants to see that. But as you see right there, watch on YouTube, listen along on Spotify, Amazon Music as well.
Yeah.
Dylan, are you ready for Week 4? Big week
I'm
this
so
week.
ready.
A very good slate of games, and we are going to talk about all of the big ones. We got Notre Dame, Ohio State on tap. We're going to be doing Florida State, Clemson, Oregon, Colorado, Penn State, Iowa, Alabama, Ole Miss. Who's on upset alert this week? And as always, we'll finish off some best bets. 3-2 last week, so we are now 6-4 as we roll into Week 4. And of course, we got some winners that we're going to post out. So if you want to make some money, again, that's open.
Hey, just saying,
over 500. So let's keep rolling. Let's keep on rolling. All right. What do you say? You ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's go. Well, so we'll hop in right away into the main event game. I think that's the biggest game. College Game Day is going to be there. Pat McAfee show is going to be there. It is Notre Dame, Ohio State. Notre Dame is the home team, so I got to flip those around. But that's number 6 Ohio State at number 9 Notre Dame. 7:30 kick on, I believe, NBC, Peacock as well. So it'll be a one of many ranked games this week, but this is by far the biggest game and a true test for both teams because I think both teams right now, I'd say, are legit playoff contenders. But I think first thing pops off this page, at least for me, is Notre Dame has a very, I think, advantage in the quarterback department.
Yeah, clearly, in my opinion.
And, I just think Sam Hartman, just the veteran, the
Mm-hmm.
experience, he's always been someone that can just light you up. And now I think he's been like the one piece missing, I think, for Notre Dame for a long time. And if Notre Dame get a win this week, they'll start to really get it going.
Mm-hmm.
So,
See, now, I absolutely agree with what you had to say there. I think the only other thing that's big of note here is the fact that Kyle McCord for Ohio State hasn't been terrible so far. He seems like he hasn't been given full trust of the offense. I was speaking to an Ohio State fan I know, and he described it straight up to it. It seems like Ryan Day, the head coach, is just not prepared to give him the keys to the offense. Which by week 4, it's like, I mean, it's do or die already.
yeah. I
You
mean,
lose this week, I think you're done.
I don't think you're done because you still have. This is never out of conference games or a lot not as worse on a loss, whereas if it's a conference game. So you still have
yes.
You still got Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan on tap. So your season's not over.
But
Doesn't
losing
help.
to Notre Dame really hurts because for Notre Dame, it's pretty much a conference game because every game matters on their schedule, no matter what. You can't lose a game if you're Notre Dame. So if a Notre Dame wins this game and it comes to the wire, Notre Dame is going to get in over Ohio State.
It depends, I think, if you're looking down the road, is both teams are, let's say both teams are 11-1, but Ohio State's playing it for a conference title game. That's going to be, obviously, that's been the deciding factor against Notre Dame for years now. So
I agree. It's been like that for years, but having Notre Dame have a win over a Big Ten top 10 team, not just a powerhouse, but a top blue blood number 6 in the country.
That's big,
huge if they win this game.
And I like Notre Dame in this spot. They're 3-point underdogs right now, or is it 3? You might have gone to 3.5. No, it's still 3.
Yeah, it's 3 points.
I would go back to you saying Kyle McCord. It's almost like they're not ready for him to. They're not like opening it up for him.
Yeah.
And he's 815 yards through. He's 53 of 76, 6 touchdowns. He does have the pick, but they haven't had to rely on him as much. They haven't played anybody.
Yeah.
So maybe they've just been kind of waiting. You take it game by game because each game's different. You're not going to you don't want to reveal your hand against lower end opponents. So maybe they open it up a little bit more this week.
Yeah.
I think it's important to understand that you have a very big advantage in the weapons department. If you're Ohio State, you have Ibuka, you have Julius Fleming, you have Marvin Harrison, you got running backs in Mayan Williams, Travion Henderson, who's played really well this year.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to take advantage of that. But Notre Dame, I think if you're Notre Dame, you got to be able to take your shots early. I think you got to, prove that you're not just here to be taken for granted. I think that if they can if Audric Esteem gets going at the running back spot, he's been a bell cow for them so far this year. And Ohio State's defense, rushing defense, hasn't really been tested as much. I think that if they can get him rolling, it's going to be very big because even with McCord, I think that offense is still good enough to where you kind of have to play the game. You can almost play the game where you can just the time possession game where you're just milking the clock and then you score. And you're like, Ohio State has had the ball for only like 10 minutes and you're looking at Notre Dame's time possession. It's 20, 23, 24 minutes. It's like where all the time go.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I'd say to Ohio State with the because there's the whole quarterback thing going on with them where Devin Brown, a sophomore, has been given a ton of playing time. I mean,
but he's not going to be I don't
think
he's
not very good.
They're not going to pull him. They're not going to pull McCord to put Brown in.
You would think because he's not very good, but he got 3 attempts in the Iowa game, 13 attempts in the Youngstown State, and 4 attempts against Western Kentucky. And Youngstown State They didn't blow them out. They won
No.
35-7, which is, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's my only thing with Ohio State is are they actually not 100%
I think they just
Kyle McCord like
I just
believing?
think it's just an unproven quarterback that,
Yeah.
we're so accustomed to these Ohio State QBs that just come in and
Hmm.
just hop in as if they've never left. I mean,
Yeah.
it was Cardale Jones, JT
Hmm.
Barrett, CJ Stroud. I'm sure I'm
Yeah.
missing one in between there. Who am I missing?
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins, RIP.
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins, like these guys just hopped right in, and then it was
Hmm.
like, I mean, it's they just never miss a beat. And now, like
Yeah.
this is like one of the first years in a while where it's like a lot of big shoes to fill at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Replacing a Heisman finalist, back-to-back Heisman finalist, CJ Stroud, and you know, is McCord the guy?
Hmm.
We're gonna find out this week because he's got to be able to show that he's able to work on the road because this is not
Yeah.
going to be the only last big road test he has. He still has to go to Camp Randall. He still
Hmm.
has to go to Michigan Stadium.
Yep.
And get Penn State at home, but that's no walk in the park. Penn State has one of the
Hmm.
top defenses in the country.
Yeah.
This is a very big test, and Notre Dame's defense is very good. So,
Hmm.
I mean, it's going to be a very big test for
Yeah.
him. I mean, Notre Dame is only allowing just about over 120 yards passing and just over 100 rushing.
Hmm.
So you're not getting a lot on them. Vice versa, Ohio State giving up just over 80 yards a game in the rushing. And as I just said a little bit ago, like if they can in order to get the run game going, that's going to be big time
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Absolutely.
huge. So I think this could be a very tight game. Do you think it's
Hmm.
going to be a high scoring affair or a lower end game like it was last year? It was 21-10.
I mean, I think it comes down to one thing. One thing is that if it will be a high scoring game if Ohio State can move the ball, right? If
Yeah.
they can move the ball consistently on Notre Dame, this is going to be a really high scoring game. If they can't, I think Notre Dame slows it down. They turn it into a possession game and they just hold the ball for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But if Ohio State can move, it's going to be like Sam Hartman Heisman finalist kind of day. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And I mean, I think another big key would be if Ohio State's able to turn the ball, like force turnovers, especially like
Yeah.
if they can get like Hartman under duress and make some bad decisions. He hasn't
Hmm.
thrown a pick yet this year.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big thing. I think Hartman's too good of a quarterback to like, you
Yeah.
have to do something.
And
And I'll be interested
yeah.
to see how Jim Knowles draws up some sort of game plan. I
Hmm.
mean, they got guys on that defense. So
Yeah.
is the secondary as good as it's been in years past? No. But I think they're able to hold up enough.
I would hope so for them because this is probably the best offense they'll face all year. This team has scored 40 points in every single game they've played this year. They
Yeah.
went to NC State and put up 45 on them. Like Notre Dame is not the same Notre Dame team from last year. This
No.
team, they found their guy.
Mhm.
It sucks for Notre Dame fans that they're only going to be able to get 1 year of Sam Hartman, but like he legitimately should be absolutely in the Heisman race right now.
I mean, if you win this weekend, he will. A
I mean,
big performance,
yeah,
yes.
he's got just over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, no interceptions. It looks like he has no turnovers either at all, no fumble,
Yeah.
nothing.
I'm
Obviously, they
looking,
haven't played the strongest competition, but
but hey, you just
this
got to do what you got to do.
and Notre Dame's looking for the first win against Ohio State since 1936. So this is a big game for them.
That
That was
that is a
before
long time.
America entered World War II. Think about that.
That is a long
The
time.
last time the Irish beat Ohio State was before the United States was in World War II. That is crazy.
Yeah. That's why. Fun fact of the
Mhm.
day right there for Dylan.
Yeah,
Good job.
yeah. Thank
Good
you,
job.
thank you.
My final point before we do a prediction, I think.
Yeah.
I was saying, they got to get deep. They got to be able to get
Mhm.
pressure. I think that's gonna be the
Yeah.
biggest thing. It's can Ohio State get pressure on
Hmm.
Hartman and make him speed things up maybe, or just make bad decisions. You got to rely on guys like Steel Chambers, Tommy Eichenberg, JT Tuimoloau. If I just said that right, that's massive.
That's amazing. By
Jack
the way.
Sawyer also. Like, those guys have got to create havoc. And, recently in big games like this, they haven't. So are they going to be able to step up is going to be your big question. You have any final points before we move on or get a prediction in?
I'm ready.
What's your prediction going into this? They're over under 55.5, 3-point favorites. Ohio State is on the road. I expect a very split crowd, as far crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
Ohio
State fans travel really well.
And a lot of visiting teams fill up that stadium.
Yeah.
So what is your prediction?
It's going to be a little bit of a crazy one. A lot of people aren't going to be expecting this, but I'm going Notre Dame 38, Ohio State 24.
Okay.
My reason behind this is Ohio State, for every game they played this season, has come out completely flat. If this trend continues, like I believe it will, they're going to fall. They're going to fall behind way too quickly. This Notre Dame offense is too good to not consecutively put up points. I think the bigger hot take I have here is Notre Dame does not score 40 points in a game.
I also have Notre Dame winning outright, 33-24. I think it's a very close game. I think Notre Dame gets a late field goal to really put it out of hand.
Yeah.
And Ohio State just runs out of time. I think Notre Dame's defense steps up, and Hartman plays like it's another day. So,
yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I think we're going to see, like, the first quarter is going to be Notre Dame's going to be up 14-3 because Ohio State, Notre Dame's going to win the toss, and Ohio State's just going to come out flat on their first drive, and Notre Dame's going to go right down the field and score.
It'll be interesting to see how Ohio State's offensively tries to go about it, because you try to on the road. Do you try to get the run game going early, or do you try to get a couple of nice? I think they'll try to do is young quarterback. Either they'll do run game, but I think they're going to do is just a couple easy throws, get him acclimated some, and then get to work that way. But I think veteran at the quarterback spot is just too much outweighing. I don't know. Now let me restart. I think just too much of experience at the quarterback position for Hartman is just what's going to be the ultimate factor and why Notre Dame wins.
Yep.
All right. So we will move on to Dylan's game. Well, Dylan's game. Florida State, Clemson, noon kick. Dabo's got that drip. And, at Clemson, guys, noon kick. Yeah. Everyone thought it was going to be the night game, but Clemson slips up early, against Duke. Well, didn't slip up, got their tail ends.
Got their butts kicked. They got butts kicked.
They got whipped. And then, you had Charleston Southern. Didn't look crazy good in the first half. Ended up blowing it out on them. But, it's going to be a very big game in the sense that, you have two coaches that have two completely different ideologies. You have Dabo, who's the big traditionalist, doesn't use the NIL, doesn't like the NIL stuff, doesn't use the portal. And you got Norvell, who's made his whole renaissance at Florida State, his resurgence to getting this program back has been through the portal. You get guys like Jaheim Bell, you get guys like Keon Coleman. I know there's more. Dylan will talk about some, but those two are just the two big guys that just pop off first. And if Dabo loses this, 2 losses for a Clemson team before September is over is something. If I told you that 3 years ago when Clemson was were they in the college football playoff then? Yeah.
Yep.
They were in the college football playoff. I tell you, 3 years from now, you guys will be 2-2 heading into October, and they'd laugh at me.
Yeah.
And they say, "You silly Georgia fan," and I say, hickory dickory dock. Dabo's clock is out. So just saying. Dylan, I'll let you have your spiel now.
Okay. What's the biggest things to note in this game? For me, it's what will Clemson's offense really be able to do against Florida State? The last time they played a good defense this year, Cade Klubnik looked terrible, quite frankly. He looked lost. The offense didn't look like they had no idea what they were doing. So I think they'll probably rely pretty hard on the run game with Will Shipley, especially since he played really well against FSU last year.
Mm-hmm.
But even after last week's,
debacle
against Boston College, I still think Florida State's the better team here. I think they just have better weapons. They have all around, they have a ton of NFL talent at a lot of positions that I don't think Clemson does. I think this is probably one of the least talented Clemson teams we've seen in a long time.
Yep.
And, I don't want to sound, because I know people say I'm a biased Florida State fan, but I do really think Florida State has this game. I think it will end up being a lot closer than I think some people online think, but I think Florida State's going to win this game.
So I will say, if there was any blueprint on maybe how to take the Noles down, it would be from last week. Boston College quarterback is not most talented, but he's also he's pretty mobile. He's able to move around, be a little shifty, and you have Cade Klubnik, who's a pretty athletic guy. He's I think a threat enough to keep you honest. And I think Garrett Riley knows that. It'll be interesting. I just don't think that Clemson has the weapons on the outside to keep up if Florida State turns this into a track meet or scores, gets out early. Let's say they're up, 14-3 at the end of the first quarter. Is Clemson going to be able to respond? And also, you're just shutting out the crowd at that point.
Yeah.
Because there's there's two ways to think about that. You could do that way, or what if Clemson gets ahead, gets a big touchdown, Florida State gets a field goal, but the momentum's crowd's going, Clemson's got the momentum, and then you turn it into a dogfight. I just would need to see a big enough game from Cade Klubnik. And again, I just don't see the receiver help that he's going to need. I mean, their leading receiver has under 200 yards, and he only has 13 catches. To be fair, Johnny Wilson's your leading receiver. Is Florida State's leading receiver, and he only has 209 yards. But he's not the only guy, though. They have Coleman. They have Wright. You have Bell.
Yeah, Heike Williams. And
then you have Trey Benson in the backfield.
Yeah, Destin Harlan.
They
got guys.
And then not to mention, I think Florida State's defense is better, and I think depth-wise, they just got better depth. They're going to be able to rotate them in more. And if Florida State starts turning the football over, though, like they had last week, Clemson's got a real shot.
Yeah.
And I think we're doubting Clemson a little bit more than maybe we should because, as sloppy as of a start as they have had this year, they're still hanging on by a thread. They are still the top dogs in this conference.
Yeah.
Hanging on by a thread. Are they right now the best team? No. But if you're looking overall body of work and just what they've done in this conference as of late, they're still up there. I mean, they are the top team to beat. So unless Florida State can do it, because Florida State had a good team last year.
Yeah.
And aside from DJ Uyunglele, they pretty much had the same exact team. I mean, so this might be another game where Clemson steals. I mean, you never know. If Jordan Travis gets sped up a little bit and just starts making bad throws like I've seen him do before. I'm not saying he's cut it down a lot, but he's still prone to do it every once in a while. And if you're a Florida State fan, you may be like a little nervous, especially after that Boston College debacle.
Yeah.
But that, bad weather, just one of those games where, you're going to get every team's best shot now. You're like, you guys are right now like the team to beat as of right now. You still have to go out and prove it, but you get big wins against LSU, and now you're 3-0, going into conference play. You're getting everyone's best shot.
Yep.
This is the benchmark game, though, because if you can't beat Clemson again, if you fall short again, where do you go as a program right there?
Yeah.
So, big game for both teams. Big.
Yeah.
Any other input?
Not really. I mean,
well, this is your game, dude. Let's go. Get fired up, Dylan. Let's go.
I'm not like nervous about it. That's the thing.
You're nervous.
I'm not like nervous that like we'll lose or that nervous that like that. It's not that. It's like, but I'm not like so confident we're gonna destroy them or anything like that. I just think looking at the body of work this year, Florida State just looks a lot better. Like, I know the Boston College game wasn't great, but I still think our offense looks better in that game than Clemson's offense looked against Duke.
Well, I mean, take that as Riley. I mean, Duke's a hell of a lot better team than Boston College.
And we don't get into that dogfight with Boston College if there isn't a fumble at the 1 yard line for us. You know what I mean?
a penalty away from potentially losing that game. Don't get
but if he doesn't fumble, something he's barely done this year, Trey Benson.
Would have, could have, should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could say the same thing for the penalty, though.
Well, Boston College had, 18 penalties or something like that for 125 yards.
It was almost 200 yards.
Shooting themselves in the foot is at the very definition right there.
Yeah.
So, I think that was maybe just a snapshot of what is to come. Can FSU clean up the mistakes before getting into this game? I think so. They're getting a 57% chance to win according to ESPN Analytics. They are clearly the favorite, but they're only 2-point favorites right now.
Yeah.
It was like a 1.5 point spread entering the week. It's gone up to 2. Trying to find more stats before we get rolling. I think if Florida State's able to run the ball, it's over. I mean,
yeah.
If they're able to just set up play action, it's if they can keep the turnovers down, they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be fine. Do you have any final thoughts before we get to the prediction?
No, I'm ready to predict.
All right. I'll go first, and then I'll let you go into your tirade. So I have Florida State winning 27-17. I think they take advantage early. They jump out early, and they kind of don't look back. I think Clemson cuts it to a small enough lead to keep it a game, but I just think it's it's Florida State's game to lose.
Yeah,
I think they, like I said, I think they control it throughout the entire game. They take the crowd out early, and they're the better team. Now, can they show it? That's going to be the big question, but I do think they do. So,
yeah, I have Florida State winning 28-24.
Okay, so you closer game.
Like I said, I think it is going to be a close game just because it's in Clemson. I do think that being a noon kickoff, the crowd is going to simmer down after the first quarter. I do think you'll see people, like if Florida State goes up 14 at the end of the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
The crowd's not going to be an issue.
No. Because
those people are not going to sit in the sun all day for that.
No.
They're going to be like, fire Dabo Swinney, and they're going to walk out of the stadium. But I do think Clemson, specifically Will Shipley, the running back, he's been fantastic against Florida State in his 2 games he's played against them. And I think they're going to lean heavy on them. So I think they'll be able to keep up score-wise. But I do think Florida State just is the more talented roster. So I think they'll pull it out.
It'd be a big win for the Noles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, moving on. So now we got Bama Ole Miss. Another one of those not really know what to think of it games. This is at Bama.
Yep.
They are currently 7-point favorites, 6.5. So over under 55. Both teams come in ranked. Ole Miss 15th, Alabama 13th. And first and foremost, if Lane Kiffin beats Bama, hop on Twitter.
Yeah.
This Lane train, it will be typing.
I'm just gonna say, if Ole Miss beats Alabama, if you go onto those Alabama message boards, they will legitimately be talking about setting up a GoFundMe to get Saban fired. Like they will be so mad because that's what they do.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
Who would have told you? Now, if I go back in time, Bama and Clemson are going to have 2 losses by October.
Yeah.
The 2 perennial powerhouses. They were slaying each other. It was like watching a Rocky movie. Like 1, 2, 3, and 4. They just kept playing each other. And now they're both going to be out of the playoff race by September.
Can you imagine telling an Alabama or Clemson fan 4 years ago that, hey, both your teams not only will be outside the top 10, but Clemson, you're unranked, and Alabama, everybody thinks you're ranked too high.
Yeah. If this is the 1 year Kiffin has to beat Saban.
Yeah.
If he can't beat him this year, he's got the better quarterback. I mean, Milroe's come back, but they have Jackson Dart. You still have Spencer Sanders sitting on your bench, which is, I think, awesome. I think their defense is good enough. I'm not saying – I still think Bama's defense is better than Ole Miss's.
Yeah.
But I think Ole Miss's defense is good enough to limit the explosive plays. Now, can they go on the road and do it? They haven't won there since, I think, 2015, 2015. Chad Kelly was there.
On a miracle.
Well, that was a big play that helped because they won by like 2 scores.
Yeah, no, but it was a miracle they won that game is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So if they can get it done again, that'll be a huge win. Because, regardless, Kiffin's going to be there. Regardless. Like, they don't really have expectations at Ole Miss. They're just kind of like the middle of the pack team always. But in a year where the West is so wide open, this could be a game that just separates them, shoots them up to 4-0, rolling right into the conference play. Turn around, Bama. More questions. Just a season that you just want to flush and get over with, give up on, just get it out of the window and never look at it again. But then you got to just keep going into conference play. Can you imagine 2 losses going into conference play still? Be unfathomable if you're did I say that right?
Alabama.
But if you're a Bama fan.
Yeah.
And if you're Alabama. This is a huge game. Excuse me. Huge game for Milroe. Because he has got to be able to have a better game. Not turn the ball over like he did against Texas.
Yeah.
Show not only, the fans, but, the coaching staff and Saban that, listen, he's our guy. We don't have any doubts sending him out there. And we got to have a trust in him. Yeah. If he has another lackluster game, oh no. Now we're back to square one again.
Yeah, exactly. So, what is your ultimate thought in this game, personally? Because my immediate thoughts are, this is Ole Miss's game to lose. Like, they should have the advantage. They have the better quarterback. They have guys with experience going into here. You got a team that in Alabama, even though it's Alabama, they feel like a wounded animal right now.
Yeah.
Like, Alabama absolutely feels like a gazelle that just got away from a crocodile and is suffering out there on the plains.
Wow, that was so in depth. It was
pretty
awesome right there.
Thank you. But that's what Alabama feels like right now. They feel like, they're like, man, I was running crazy just a minute ago. Now I physically cannot run.
Yeah.
Ole Miss has got to be that lion right now.
They got to have that lion in them. That lane train.
Exactly.
Get the
Bring juice.
Yes. Come on, you got to have that juice.
They need juice on the sidelines for this game, man, if they want to win.
They might. Get Kiffin's kid down there.
Oh, yeah.
Get him up there
Diggs after the rest of the year.
Get him with the fire hydrant or fire extinguisher. Just doing this around it with it. What I'm taking away is, like I said, if Kiffin has to take advantage of this year where Bama is down for the count,
Yep.
and you got to finish it. You got to win. You have Pete. Oh crap! What's their defense coordinator name? Look that up real quick for me.
Okay.
Their DC was just at Bama last year. Kiffin knows Saban. Pete
Golding.
Golding.
Pete Golding.
They both know what Saban does.
Yep.
And I just think that you have to take advantage of this. Your quarterback is better. You have a better running back. You have a better receiver. Like, everything tilts in your favor.
Yeah.
Or the only thing you can't do is go for it on your own, 15-yard line on 4th and 10 and think you're going to just win the game doing this.
Yeah.
No. And if you have the lead, God forbid, if you have to go conservative, do so. Do not start just chucking the pigskin around because you want to make a point. Don't do it. Don't do it. As far as Bama goes, if they want to win, Milroe's got to be able to play his kind of a game.
Yeah.
I think the coaching staff's got to be able to know, listen, he is a running quarterback. Let's get him out of the pocket. Let's get him moving. Bootlegs, option stuff. Get the defense spread out, get him moving, where he wants to go. Now, he needs to know, listen, my first read's not there. I don't have to go into panic mode. I can, let me go through my progressions to find a guy. And, if he can do that, I think they're going to have a really good chance to win. Because I don't think Milroe's that poor of a quarterback. I think it's more of just he's so raw and inexperienced because he hasn't played enough.
Yeah.
That he has to work on his mechanics stink as far as just going through the reads, panicking, just playing the position. I think he needs more time playing it.
Yeah.
And games like this are going to help him. So, there's that.
Yeah. I also think his confidence is struck.
I also,
I think he probably if there's not a suspension or injury happened last week, then I absolutely believe he got his ego hurt badly by getting benched.
You could, but you're also now saying, listen, Saban says, listen, you're our guy. We're nobody else. You're our guy. Take us to the promised land now and win. So for Bama, this is you have to win to keep your season alive. This is a playoff game.
It's this is your season. However, I have to stay upset. I don't think it's their season. So,
you think it's one of these years where 2 lost teams might get in?
No, I think it's one of those years where Alabama is going to the Outback Bowl.
Nice. Do they have the Outback Bowl anymore? No, it's called.
I believe it's called the Reliquest Bowl now.
The ReliaQuest Bowl. I was gonna say, show some respect to ReliaQuest.
Sorry.
Come on, you gotta do better. Predictions.
All right, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first. I'll say so. Yeah, I already said it. So Ole Miss 6.5 point underdogs. Over under is 55.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss 33, Alabama 24.
Wow.
Wow. I'm
Shocking.
gonna say we're gonna see some funny stuff in this game. I'm calling it right now. On Ole Miss's first touchdown, they're gonna go for 2.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's why I think they have 33. Not because they kick 2 field. No, it's because they go for 2 and they don't get it at the beginning of the game.
Is it weird that this is the undercard because because the whiteout game is that night on CBS as well. So you're getting this is the CBS B team on this game.
The funny part though is this game is probably more entertaining than the whiteout game.
Probably.
Yeah.
My prediction, I think.
Oh, let's hear it.
Bama 30, Ole Miss 24.
Okay.
So I think Ole Miss covers. I just think I think Milroe bounces back.
Yeah.
And has a game. I think Ole Miss does something to screw themselves up like they always do. I would
Mhm.
love to see if Ole Miss wins outright because I just want to
Yeah.
see what Kiffin. I'm always here for a Bama downfall, but
Yeah.
I'm also a non-biased journalist. I got to stay in the
Mhm.
middle.
Yeah.
So I do think Bama wins. I think their time is on the clock. I think they're on the clock, but
Mhm.
they get past this hurdle this weekend. I think if it was at Ole Miss, they would lose. But
No,
back
I
at home,
understand that, but I just think, like
I would
looking right
not.
now, this game hasn't even sold well for Alabama. You can get a ticket for $50.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be shocked if Ole Miss wins. I will
Yeah.
say that though. So,
Mhm.
all right, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Oregon, Colorado, 21-point underdog. Colorado's coming.
Mhm.
Prime is here, and they're heading up to Eugene,
Yeah.
where the Duckies will quack. And two very explosive offenses, two elite quarterbacks, both potentially having Heisman moment games this weekend.
Yeah.
I think the spread is 21 and the over-under was at 70.
Mhm.
Something. Oh, excuse me. Over-under is 69. Nice.
Ooh, 69.
Oregon is a 21-point favorite.
Mhm.
And first thoughts just pop off is that Bo Nix is going to have a really good game.
Yeah.
And Oregon is going to run all over this team.
Mhm.
Those are my initial thoughts.
Yeah, no, I think the exact same thing, especially since Colorado's gonna be down Travis Hunter for cornerback. That is a massive blow
Yeah.
for that defense. Like that hurts. That really does hurt them. Especially since, we've seen it all year. Their defense
I mean,
isn't that great
they're
either.
they're allowing almost 300 yards in the air on
Mhm.
defense anyway, and they're also,
Was
but
it
they're
like
all
33 points they're averaging on defense giving up?
they're allowing almost 200 yards on the ground a game.
Yeah.
So that right there tells me that
Mhm.
that's already a mismatch.
Yeah. They give up a ton of rushing yards every game, and now you're down your number one cornerback. Like, man, this is just a recipe a recipe for disaster for Colorado. Like it's gonna, and I think the worst thing is for them because they're going into this game where you have so much attention on Deion Sanders in this team right now, right?
Yeah.
So if this was any other coach who had done the same thing this year and you lose to Oregon like this, there is absolutely nobody disrespecting you. There's
No.
nobody who's going to be like, man, what a letdown. It's going to be like, no, that's a normal result for a first year head coach going into Eugene.
It's just the popularity that Colorado has gotten
Mhm.
since Deion Sanders has taken over as the
Yeah.
coach has been something that you don't see often in the sport. But I just think that every team meets its match.
Yeah.
And this is just one of those games where I think that they just have to know that Oregon's the better team.
Mhm.
It's going to take a crazy team effort if Colorado
Pulls this
wins
out.
this
Yeah.
game. I mean, they are severely limited as far as the run game goes. They don't run the ball at all well. They
Mhm.
can't stop the run well, and they
Yep.
don't have depth on the
Mhm.
both on the offensive line and the defensive line. Shedeur Sanders has been sacked 16 times already this year.
Yeah.
Oregon leads the Pac-12, I believe, in sacks, or is at least top 3.
Mhm.
Vice versa, Colorado is, I think, the top team in the Pac-12 as far as interceptions go.
Yeah.
So, you know,
But
Bo
you're
Nix has
down
it.
your best corner.
Bo Nix, well, they still have Shiloh Sanders,
Yeah,
so
he's good.
and they still got some other guys, but Travis Hunter obviously not being there is
Mhm.
big. He's not in their leading receiver, so they're gonna need guys like Jimmy Horn to step up, Xavier Weaver to really
Yeah.
get going. Again, like it's gonna take a huge team effort. They're gonna have to create turnovers one way or another. Oregon's one of 2 teams, them and Penn State, to have not turned the ball over at all this year.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's something that if Oregon just is able to just up and down the field all day long, they're just not going to be able to keep up. As
Yeah.
good as Shedeur Sanders is, it's just too much. Too much Oregon. The defense for Oregon is a lot better. Defensively, they're only allowing just under 130 yards rushing and only allowing 158.7 passing yards. So you're really not getting anything ever on the ground or in the air. As an offense, I believe they're averaging close to 56 points a game. It's just one of those games. Bo Nix has got to understand that, listen, the cameras are going to be on. There is going to be a lot of people watching this game.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to elevate and make your Heisman moment right here? Heisman stand, he's going to have some other Heisman moments. They're at Washington later this year. So we're talk about a big game right there. That will be a massive game. But as far as right now goes, he's got to be able to step up and be like, listen, Colorado's a cute story, but we're the team to beat right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're averaging 58 points a game, by the way.
That's crazy. Now, to be fair, they had to play go to Texas Tech.
They had to go to Texas Tech, but they put up 38.
But that's at Texas Tech. That's a tough game.
Yeah, it's a tough game. Yeah. No, they're gonna win.
You just
I don't want to be like a
Dude, does Colorado cover the 21?
My score prediction had them not covering, so I'm just gonna say that.
Well, do you want to just hop right into the prediction?
I'm ready to hop in. Yeah.
All right. What is your prediction?
I had Oregon 45, Colorado 21.
All right. So you have them winning by 24.
Yep.
I have Oregon 40 to Colorado 24.
Okay. Yeah. So you got them. Yeah, you got them covering there, barely.
Barely. I think maybe a late score.
Yeah.
So
Dion trying to hit those betting odds.
Yeah, doing the Sean McVay, taking the timeout to kick the field goal.
Yeah. Let's go.
So.
Yeah. No, I think we have similar thoughts on this game. I just don't. I don't think this is a good matchup for them at all.
No, but you know it is a good matchup next week when they beat USC. So
they're not beating USC,
dude. You don't know ball. You're just one of those guys that just doesn't know ball. If you're saying that, no. Don't be a casual, Dylan. Don't hop on the hype of USC. There was some guy on a message board I saw on Twitter. Some USC person was telling Shedeur Sanders to come to. He's like, leave your dad, leave Boulder, come to USC. Trojans.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man. All right, we're gonna
hang out with Will Ferrell.
Hey, don't you act like that's a bad thing.
No, I'm saying it's a good thing. Go hang out with Will Ferrell at USC.
Make sure.
Oh, no, of course.
Let's we'll hop right into this one. Not too much time to spend on this one, but another ranked matchup, whiteout game, Penn State versus Iowa. Hawkeyes are down 40% of their total offensive production. Not good. That includes their starting tight end and two of their running backs. So not good there. However, Cade McNamara is still there. They put up 40 points last week. Who's to say they don't pull something off?
Me.
Shut up. You just ruined the moment. They're a 15-point underdogs. Over-under is 40. CBS, 7:30 kick. Just off topic, just think about how exciting of a game Bama Ole Miss might be. And then you get to hop in and you're going to see a race to 10 points kind of game here. So that's all I want to say right there. Initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts are Penn State is going to murder this team.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I absolutely, Cade McNamara has 4 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He's completed 38 of his 71 attempts. He's not been good this year.
Let him have some fun.
No, he should have stayed at Michigan, man. He would have had more fun as the backup.
They're like the kid that's they're trying their best.
Your best is not good enough.
Listen, they're having fun, trying their best. It was at the Cover 3 pod or someone. They're having a race to 325 points for can Iowa get there?
No,
They
they can't
tweet.
get
They have a
there.
graphic of them
Yeah.
going up. It's
Mhm.
just surely making progress. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think Penn State. I think it's a not as like high scoring like blowout kind of game, but I think it's a lower scoring, just kind of like one team's better than the other. I think
Yeah.
Drew Aller is a very good quarterback. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks in this conference. Would love to see if Penn State's running backs and Allen and Singleton can get going. They've been kind of like
Yeah.
stuck in the mud a little bit this year. I want to see if they can get rolling some. Um, if you look defensively, both teams are kind of similar. Both teams don't give up a lot of rushing yards, and they
Mhm.
give up just under 180 yards passing for both teams. Difference is Penn State throws the ball for almost 260 yards a game and
Yeah.
rushes for almost over 200 yards, where Iowa is only averaging about 150 yards and through the air and on the ground. So a very balanced attack, but just not enough offense to keep up. The defense is going to have to create turnovers and set up Iowa in
Mhm.
good position. And even
Yeah.
then, I don't think. I mean, Penn State hasn't turned the ball over yet this year.
Yeah.
This is just going to be one of those games where it's kind of snoozer fest, but it's the
Yeah.
whiteout, so you got to be it's like cool, but
Well, I
it's
think it's a
going to be
snooze
one of those
fest.
just snooze fests.
Because I just think Penn State's gonna blow the doors off of them early and then just sit on the ball.
Yeah, just play conservative the
Yeah.
entire second half, and their
Yeah,
defense is good
exactly.
enough where they're not going to give up
Good
much.
enough where they could do, well, it's not just their defense is good enough, is Iowa's offense is bad enough that you can just like play conservative and be fine.
This is going to be Penn State's going to win this game. I think, what did I write down? I put 24-20, but I'm going to change that
Mhm.
up a little bit because I think that Penn State's going to score 24 points and Iowa gets a 24-10.
Mhm.
I think it's the score. I mean, Penn State hasn't given up more than 15 points this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, vice versa, Iowa hasn't given up more than 14. So, lower scoring game, but I think crowd's going to get too much into it. Too
Yeah.
much offense of firepower in this
Mhm.
game, just saying, but let alone to
Yeah.
this game where Penn State is just a better team on offense, better team on defense. And, it's just one of those games where they're going to lose. It's going to be a 24-10 game. They don't cover. I think that line shooting up to 15, if you buy points,
Yeah.
get it down a little bit. There you go. But it's a 2-score win.
Yeah. I think I got Penn State winning 28-10. A little bit of a points difference, but I think their offense only scores 21, but they get a defensive score.
Okay.
Just because, like I was trying to say, I mean, Iowa's offense is just bad. Like it's not even like it's just not fun to watch.
They've never been fun to watch.
They've never been fun to watch. And I gotta be honest, the race to 300 points, they're actually looking pretty good after last week.
But now you
But
get to Big Ten play.
yeah, though they're projected as 15 points this week, and I predict they don't get that. So tough. But yeah, I know. I really don't think it even feels close.
No.
Like I believe it. Like Iowa's first drive ends with a 3 and out, and they gain 3 yards on that drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like, man, what are they doing?
Just
And that
a
place will
total
be
outmatch.
rocking.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like there's probably like a false start. They start with a false start.
Bucket list item.
Mm-hmm.
Bucket list.
Penn State whiteout game.
Oh yeah. All right. We were going to move on.
$143, man.
There you go. It's worth it. Well,
Yeah.
that's probably before fees though.
Yep.
And travel.
Yep.
So.
And hotel, all that stuff.
Probably over 500. But
yep.
It doesn't matter. You can put the bills and the debt away. It's Penn State whiteout.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State whiteout. All right.
Leave the kids at home without parents. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's worth it. All right. We're heading on to upset alert, as we always do each and every week. But this week, added in some teams that are at home, but are they on upset alert?
Mm-hmm.
So, UNC at Pitt. Texas is at Baylor.
Yep.
UCLA at Utah. Both teams are ranked. But UCLA comes in with the better quarterback as far
Yeah.
as experience go, or as far as just I think stats go.
Mhm.
Vis-a-vis Dante Moore and Nick Johnson.
Yep.
Auburn at A&M. Wisconsin at Purdue. That's a Friday night game.
hmm
And then UCF at Kansas State.
Yeah.
Who out of those teams, what games do you see possibly being the upset game? Last week it was Kansas State at Missouri.
Yep.
And are there any others?
I would say Utah
No.
and
It was
oh no. Oh,
Nope,
I
it
thought you were
was
talking about
just
this week.
Nope, it was just Kansas State. Kansas State
Yeah.
was the only team last week to fall.
Yeah.
So you think Utah?
Yeah, this week I'd say Utah and Kansas State are the two that pop out at me because this is, if I'm correct, this is UCF's first Big 12 in conference game.
Yes, but I don't. Plumlee's not playing though. I don't think.
Yeah. I can check that right now.
I know he got hurt like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he got hurt. He's out.
So he's like, "Are you sticking by that?"
Yeah.
All right. See, that's what you like. You got to stay by your opinions.
I mean, the transfer quarterback played last week. He put up 48 points.
Well, it was against Villanova. That doesn't count.
No, but he has experience.
Well, we'll see when they go to Kansas State. Hey, listen, the Little Apple in Manhattan, Kansas.
And I hate to break it to you also, Will Howard is also questionable.
I would take Kansas State.
And Trayshawn Ward is doubtful.
Give me the Wildcats.
I would not take the Wild. I would take the Knights.
Well, you're just wrong. Kansas State wins 34-28.
I disagree with you.
Well,
but the reason I disagree with you is I think it's just a big program moment for UCF.
Oh, I forgot. Oregon State at Washington State also.
Oregon State. Come on.
Okay, continue.
We want to predict winners in this house. What I was gonna say is I think UCF for the program, this moment is too big for them not to lose.
Okay.
And also, I think they went on USA Today and saw the fact that USA Today put how to watch UFC versus Kansas State. And they're probably fuming.
Or they're probably just a quick chuckle and understand the typos happen.
Yeah, I understand typos happen, but they mess up so many times in this article about the odds.
That's funny. My game that is looking. Wisconsin at Purdue. Wisconsin hasn't looked very good offensively, just haven't gotten it going yet. So, Purdue is coming off a tough loss against Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one that stands out. I think Wisconsin holds on, but it's a very close game.
Yeah.
Texas at Baylor, Waco at night. That's a 7:30 kick.
Mm-hmm.
Never know. That's one of those places. I'm telling you, almost saw Utah lose there a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And then, can UNC keep it going against a Pitt team that's reeling some?
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back losses against rivals.
Yep.
Can they get going? I think that's a closer game than people think.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to choose one that'd be an outright loser, I would say probably Wisconsin at Purdue or Texas at Baylor. Texas or Wisconsin is high upset alert.
That's hard for me because I think Texas is so because after that last week game where they looked bad against Wyoming, I think there's gonna be one of those games where they're gonna put everything out there to just beat Baylor.
Maybe, but Baylor should have won the game last week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago against Utah.
Yeah, they should.
And now they get another shot at a bigger team coming in, and this time it's a familiar foe. They're playing on your
rival,
your house. Yes. I think their defense will be able to keep them in it for a little bit.
Mhm.
If I had to choose, though, I think Texas wins. But I would say if there's any team on upset alert, it's them in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think for me, it's Utah or Kansas State. But I think, we can all have different opinions.
Yeah, that's what it's all about here, guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, we will move on to our final segment of the day. And that is best bets. Remember, we are 6-4 so far this year. And we had 3-2
That's a
last
winning
week.
record.
3-2 first week or second week. We didn't bet week 1. Why? I don't know. But week 2, we were 3-2. 3-2 this week or last week. This week, I got 4 plays for you. Kansas State minus 3.5. Give me the Wildcats. Wow.
No.
Notre Dame plus 3. Oregon State minus 2.5. And then FSU line is now at 2. Give me minus 2 FSU.
Yeah.
And 4 plays, 4 winners. And let's have a Saturday. Great play. Georgia at home at night, UAB. Trent Dilfer says that SEC Saturday, a night game in the SEC is better than playing in the Super Bowl.
No, I got to be honest. That's a crazy statement to make.
Nope. Are you serious? It's just wonderful news.
Maybe if it's like a big matchup, but like
nope.
Night game against Vanderbilt.
Listen, the atmosphere is much better than the Super Bowl. Come on, that's coming from Trent.
That atmosphere in Vanderbilt.
Well, that doesn't count. Vanderbilt in Missouri are about as SEC as Oregon and Washington are to the Big Ten. So, what did I say? Yeah, listen, tough game. Listen, you can't mess around with the Alabama Birmingham Blazers. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
They did get absolutely, utterly destroyed last week against I forget who, but it wasn't even like a Power 5 team. So, but hey, you got to go out and take care of business.
You know what's the craziest thing about you bringing up Trent Dilfer right now? Is you just now made me realize he's the head coach at UAB.
You didn't know that?
No.
The Fighting Dilfs?
Aren't they the Dragons?
The Blazers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Blazers. They can't say Dragon anymore.
University of Alabama Birmingham Blazers.
The University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Well, Alabama Birmingham sounds cooler.
Yeah, but it is technically the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
The Fighting Dilfs. They're gonna have their I don't even know.
I know where you're going with this one.
They got their hands full this weekend against the Dogs because
Yeah.
I think big tune-up game before you head on the road to Auburn. If Auburn beats A&M and Jimbo loses his second game by October, and Auburn goes back home 4-0 versus 4-0. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, any other points you want to make before we conclude this week's preview?
No, I think we got everything out of the way. The only other thing I want to add is let's go Knowles.
I was walking back from school today, and these two guys were just blasting bad music. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Windows down, and this one person was walking, and he had a Florida State shirt on. And if anybody doesn't know, I am in Gainesville. That's a bad shirt to wear around here. And they just completely, the guys in the cars said a bad word to this person, calling him out for that.
Yeah.
So, if they would have said anything to me, I would have turned around and said something right back.
Yeah.
And they would have kept on driving after that. So, but they didn't. They didn't. So, but yeah, tough time down here.
What could they say? What could they say to a guy wearing a Florida State shirt? Like, you're number 3 in the country.
Number 3, number 11
4.
in the JP poll.
Sorry, number 4.
Number 11 in the JP poll.
Yeah, but the JP poll always has where's Alabama in the JP poll?
It's power. Number 8. Power ratings, guys. Come on. Number 8. Georgia dropped to 3, and that.
Texas is also number 6 in the JP poll.
No, they're 5. No, 6. Sorry. Apologize. Washington's 5. I apologize. I just finished watching that. A new episode of that comes out later tonight. So, but before we get off here, make sure you guys are subscribing. Keep on subscribing. We had 3 new subscribers from this past episode on Tuesday, and want to see more of it. So continue subscribing, guys. If you haven't already, do so. Watch us on YouTube. Keep the views up. We love seeing viewership.
We do. We really love it.
Yes, we love it because it means that our stuff isn't just a complete waste of time. It's, taking time out of the day, to do this, talk football, because that's what we like doing. Much rather do this than work. We'll say that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So make sure you guys are watching, helping us out, because then that means we can get more stuff out for you. Listen on Spotify, on Amazon Music, and let's have a great week 4. Go Dogs. Dang it! You were supposed to say "Go Knowles" or something like that.
Sorry, I was
Oh,
reading notes for this week.
You gotta be better, dude. I mean, I did the whole thing. I went the wrong way too. Yeah, you make me look bad.
Probably
Making
this.
me look bad. Yeah, I went.
Hey, if it's over audio, they can't even see it. Oh, see, that's weird though, right? Yeah.
There you go. So let's all have a great
Knowles.
week. Go. There you go. There you go. A little late for that. Little late. Little late. All right, let's get out of here. Have a great week 4, guys. Peace out.
See ya.